Hello and welcome for the pre-match press conference for Kerala Blasters versus Jamshedpur. We have Jamshedpur head coach Owen Coyle here with us. Of course, the first leg ended in a 1-0 loss. How does this impact how we approach the second game?
We won't change our approach. I mean, anybody that watches Jamshedpur know that we go to win every game, and we have to win this match if we want to progress to the final. And to do that, we have to score goals. So, in terms of the approach, similar to when we were playing our final game of the season against ATK Mohanbagan, and we knew that even a 1-0 loss or a 1-goal loss would have resulted in us being the champions and obviously the best team in the country, but we still approached the game to win the match. So our approach won't change. We're very respectful of our opponents. We know they're a good team, good players, but equally we know if we're at our best that we can win this game. So that's how we'll approach it. And as I say, we're looking forward to it. It's an opportunity, it's a quick turnaround, and it's an opportunity to, there's no doubt we were hurt by the loss the other night because we've been in such a good run, which earned us the league title and being the best team in the country. Now we want to go and get to that final. To do that, as I've said, we have to play very well and overcome a 1-0 deficit.
Like you have mentioned in the past couple of interviews, that Jamshedpur has been decimated with injuries, a lot of injuries, and losing Len was one more challenge for you. What will be your strategy to overcome this?
Well, ultimately we can only play the players that are fit and available. We already, and particularly the challenge with Len missing as well is because it's another wide player coming in the back of Boris, missing of Komal, missing of Farouk, missing. So we're decimated the wide areas, and everybody knows the way we play. We love to play with wingers. We love to be an exciting team. Getting the wingers forward, taking fullbacks on, being exciting. So ultimately, that's if they're not available, and Boris certainly won't make it. Len is a huge doubt. I'd be very surprised if Len makes it. So therefore, I need to look at things and try and find a solution. But it won't change our philosophy in terms of going to win games, because we have to win as we always want to do. And so we'll pick a very positive, attack-minded team, and we'll need to concentrate on the ones we do have available. So it's a blow to miss all those players, of course it is, but that's the nature of football. Sometimes you players injured, sometimes suspensions, different things. But listen, we get on with it. We're very positive, we do it with a smile on our face, and we look to go and win a really tough game.
You played Mobashir on the right wing after Len got injured, and then you brought in Mandi as well to play on the left wing. Could we see any of them involved again?
Well, again, with the numbers we've got, everything's a possibility. Mobashir played there a lot for us last year, if you remember, and did very well. So there's always those options. Mobashir had a wonderful chance from that position when Greg had slid a terrific free kick through to him. So, Sandeep, Mandi, Mobashir, I mean, they'll all come into our thinking. When all said and done, we'll put a very positive team on there, and it'd be naive of me to try and give those the team away before we go to play them. But I can assure you it'll be a positive team going to win the match.
Could we see a little bit of rotation in the centre backs as well? To put in maybe one more foreign player up in front?
Well, I mean, everything's up for grabs. But as I say, it'd be very silly of me to sit here and tell Kerala what our team's going to be. The bottom line is we'll pick the best team available to win a game, and a team that's prior to the night had won 10 games out of 11. So there wasn't and there isn't anything wrong with how we do things. So in terms of tinkering and chopping changes, we don't have to do that. We just have to find the right solution for the right spots.
As a head coach, you have had a great record in cup games, and playoffs is almost a similar thing like the cup games back in England or in the US. What do you think of that?
Well, I think it's great to have a brilliant record. That goes without saying. But as I said before, people make a lot of what happened 10 years ago, what happened 5 years ago, what happened last year when teams are competing against each other. I can assure you, what happened 3 days ago, it counts for nothing. It's on that given night. If your players are at their very best, and if we are, we can win a game against a very good side. And Kerala will feel the same way. So whatever's happened before counts for nothing. It'll be two very positive, attack-minded teams going all out to win a game at the TLAC. Kerala know they have the comfort of drawing the game and progressing to the final. For us, it's win. It's win, win, win. That's what we have to do. We have to win the game. That'll be our mindset. That'll be our focus, and that's what we'll try to do.
We also saw Dinpuya slotting in for Diliana, who did Dinpuya did really well in the right back position. Any update on Diliana's situation?
Well, Diliana's obviously been troubled by the shoulder injury he picked up a number of weeks ago. and which is unfortunate timing because obviously with his call up to the national camp later on, he's been outstanding for me, Dunleana. I went into Chennai and he wasn't even in the team. I brought him in, and together we've been on a terrific journey, come to Jamshedpur, did loads of stuff together, and he's continued to improve, get better. Still such a very young man. So I'm so pleased for him, and even through injury, he still wants to play. He's got such a big heart, a tremendous character. But equally, I have to do the right thing by Dunleana and by the team. So obviously, we'll give him to the last minute. But that being said, you're right. Dimpour slotted in not only at right back, he slotted in at centre back before that. He's shown again to be such a wonderful young player. He's been a part of the team all year. Not played as many minutes, but he was always there in my thoughts. And he's progressed in the training. He's been working every day in the training ground. You can see the improvement in him. A bit like Ritvic, you can see the improvement so much time that I knew when they were ready to play, which we've done. So again, if Dunleana doesn't make it, then Dimpour's showing that he's capable of stepping up and wearing that Jamshedpur jersey with pride.
One final question: the Golden Glove race is heating up a lot with sometimes Gill going up, sometimes Ranesh going up. How well do you rate these two keepers?
I think there's two fantastic goalkeepers, Ranesh and Gill, and that goes without saying. That's why their teams are where they are, because the goalkeepers play, as strikers play at one end, the goalkeepers play a huge part at the other end. And then Gill coming in, I think he's been terrific. So all credit. I've said before about Ranesh, since coming, he's been outstanding for me in the 2 years since coming, and hopefully there's many more years for him again to continue on the given night. Both have big jobs to play in the game, but for me, I focus on Ranesh and trying to make sure he's at our best. If he's at his best, then of course we have a wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure as always.